Introducing myself, my name is Hassan. I work on the MetaMask Snaps team, and I'm also the JSON RPC chair at CASA. So I'm going to talk about MetaMask Snaps and how we're embracing the chain-agnostic future at MetaMask. You already saw this slide. To talk about what the wallet is today, it's basically our cultural common. The idea is that there's a huge variety of what you can do in MetaMask, and MetaMask sits at the center of a lot of interactions, mobile, websites, blockchains, assets, developers, and users. To go into a brief history of the MetaMask infrastructure, in the past, we've operated solely as an Ethereum wallet, and most of our infrastructure was hard-coded to serve the Ethereum network. This includes things like gas logic, transactions, UI, and name resolution, namely ENS. As the landscape has grown, we've added other EVM networks into our default networks and operate on the premise of chain IDs within the EVM context. So as we move into the multi-chain world, that no longer is super relevant. So the thing is, this makes implicit assumptions that chain IDs are being unique across non-EVM chains, which in the multi-chain world is insufficient. So enter MetaMask Snaps, which has begun to think in a context beyond EVM chains. And I'll go into some examples about that as we go into the later slides and go into a case study about a specific API that we're using, something called Cape2 IDs. So before I get to that, what is MetaMask Snaps? At MetaMask, our mission is to spark a movement that embraces decentralized innovation. So MetaMask Snaps is a platform that enables third-party developers to build features that customize the wallet experience. This is the next leap forward in building a universal Web3 interface. How does it work? You can think of Snaps as add-ons or mods for MetaMask. The platform operates with Snaps, which are JavaScript programs ran in a sandboxed execution environment with an ephemeral lifecycle. So these snaps can customize the wallet experience through APIs such as network access, storage, and notifications. Developers can build snaps using free tools that we provide, such as our Snap CLI, and we also have testing frameworks called Snaps Jest, and then publish these snaps and make them available from dApps. When users install Snaps, they get access to new features that enhance their wallet experience. So we've traditionally had many people, thousands of issues open and pull requests requesting certain features. But we have a limited number of engineers and a limited time to be able to address all these concerns. So we sort of built this platform to be able to allow developers to see what they want to see in the wallet. To build a universal Web3 interface, you must start with first principles. As we go through a growth phase and continue to grow our infrastructure, we've realized that adopting a chain-agnostic mindset will allow for further extensibility and specificity when identifying namespaces, chains, and accounts. So this leads me to talk about CASA. CASA stands for Chain-Agnostic Standards Alliance. MetaMask's involvement with CASA escalated around 2 to 3 years ago, and we've been working closely with other user agents in the space to develop standards that are chain-agnostic. The main spec that we've been putting into use, starting with the Snaps platform, is Cape2. And so what Cape2 is, it basically aims for blockchain ID specification by identifying namespaces and a chain-specific chain ID in the format of namespace chain ID. So in the case of Ethereum mainnet, it is EIP 155:1. So This gives the opportunity for further specificity in handling and responding to requests from the extension. And I'll walk you through the short case study of an API that I wrote recently for domain resolution. The domain resolution API allows for name lookup and address lookup beyond our hard-coded ENS integration via snaps. A snap is provided with a domain or an address and a CAPE2 ID to identify and return a proper resolution for the provided input. So there are name resolution protocols that exist across multiple chains and networks, and being able to identify with specificity is integral to avoiding faulty resolutions. The API is designed to be flexible enough to not only provide CAPE2 identification, but also allowing for protocols to provide resolution for domains beyond top-level domains, and also for any schemes that a snap identifies as being able to provide resolution for. And we've been experimenting with a lens resolver snap, and in the future, other protocols interested in providing resolutions such as Farcaster. Currently, the feature is in our Canary build of MetaMask called MetaMask Flask. And it's going through iterations to bring the API up to spec with our most recent update to SIP 12. So SIPs are snaps improvement proposals, and we have a SIP for domain resolution. I'm going to play this just to give you a sneak peek of what the feature looks like. So you can see in the send flow, you're able to type in a regular address, and you can see that it resolves to Ethereum name service, an ENS address. And so here I'm just testing out a random domain. We had a test snap that would resolve to pretty much anything, but also have a lens resolver snap installed. And so as you can see, I just put in the address for my product manager, and his address popped up on Lens. And so here I'm just sort of showing like different aspects of the UI that can handle like long domain addresses. We also have like a confusable component that I'll show you for like characters that are easily confusable, and the feature will also show you like the full domain name. And also this feature has also been added into our contacts section, so you can search for a contact within the field and add in addresses for whatever snaps, whatever protocols a snap is resolving for. And so in this feature, we've allowed for information, the protocol information. We return the address, and we also return the resolving snap because we realize there can be conflicts within returned resolutions from different snaps, and we leave it up to the user to be able to choose what addresses they want to interact with. So moving on. How is MetaMask adopting these standards? Internally, MetaMask also operates through our own standards proposals called MIPs, MetaMask Improvement Proposals. And we've started to adopt something called CAPE25, which is a user agent dApp connection request that would allow for a dApp to request multiple chains and respective methods in parallel. So you can imagine this allows for a multi-chain provider. So what does this mean for the end user? Less prompts, progressive permissions, and flexibility in chain offerings. So currently, we're using CAPE 25 in the context of EVMs, but the spec is flexible enough to extend to other chains, non-EVM chains, and snaps providing services for those chains. Basically, how can you contribute? So we have a public repo for Casa. We welcome anybody in the community to be able to contribute. Same goes for MIPs. That repo is also public, and same goes for SIPs. We've had multiple people in the community suggest certain features that they want to see and write their own SIPs. We're certainly receptive of all that, and we take into consideration those things to build the APIs that people want to see and build interesting features within the wallet. This was pretty much an illustration to show that the wallet itself is starting to think beyond the EVM and in a non-EVM context, and some of the standards that exist around that. I think it's really important for the community to come together and work on things like this to provide a better cohesive experience for the end user. Thank you. If you want to learn more about MetaMask snaps, here are the links. You can discover snaps at snaps.metamask.io, and you have some Twitter accounts that you can follow, and also we have a Farcaster account that you can follow for updates as well. If anyone has questions.
Can you explain more how this Casa standardization body works and who belongs to that? Is other wallets?
How the Casa sessions work?
Yeah, I mean, Casa, you say, is like kind of a standardization body, no?
Right, exactly.
But who belongs to this standardization body? Is other wallets providers?
Yeah. So currently, MetaMask is a part of it. Wallet Connect, Brave Wallet. Sometimes we have other wallets that chime in, but the main driving forces have been us, and then there's other people outside of wallet providers who are also chiming into the conversation. As I said, these repos are public. Anyone can comment. Anyone can create a CAPE, a Chain-Agnostic improvement proposal. And so that goes through a process where it's reviewed and eventually brought into implementation.
So the main point of contact is the repo right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's also a Discord. I think there might be information for the Discord on there. But I can give that to you as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
Hey, thank you for your talk. Do you audit the community built snaps? Search for security issues, vulnerabilities?
Do we allow community builders to create snaps?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the whole purpose of us creating this platform.
Yeah, but I mean, community builds these snaps, these kind of plugins that builds on top or with MetaMask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking if you have some concerns or some team dedicated to audit this community build.
Yes.
Things.
So currently we have an allow list process to bring snaps into our basically snaps registry,
Mm-hmm.
where the extension will pull from and see if the snap is allow listed to even allow it to be installed into the extension. So for certain permissions, we do ask for snap developers to get their snap audited, and that used to be the case for pretty much all permissions, but recently we've loosened the requirements to not require that for certain low level, low security permissions. We pretty much require that for any key derivation snaps. So some of the permissions that exist allow you to derive keys for non-EVM chains based on the BIP44 protocol or BIP32. So those snaps would require audits. But in the future, we're looking to move to a more permissionless distribution platform where we have like community attestations. So we're currently working with different providers to see how we can get to that point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? No? So thank you very much for your talk. Very interesting talk. Thank you very much. Next.